Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Hello there, good evening and a warm welcome to the National News Telecast. Coming to you live from the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, I'm Sonal Parnavithana.
And I'm Kasani Balachandradhikari. We start off with a look at your headlines for tonight.
A proposal to the Speaker from National People's Power to remove Deshabandhu Thennakoon from the post of IGP. SJB to support a no-confidence motion. United Kingdom imposes sanctions on Shavendra Silva and 4 others. 15 years rigorous imprisonment for a person in a case of sexual abuse of an underage girl. Former State Minister Vyalendran remanded on bribery allegations. Fake advertisements on employment opportunities in social media, a request not to get trapped. Deputy Minister of Defence says that clashes amongst underworld groups will not affect national security. Renowned anthropologist and reputed Professor Gananath Obesekara passes away. A special meeting on Ukraine peace talks in Saudi Arabia.
And now we take a look at the local stories we have for this evening. A proposal to remove the IGP Deshabandhu Thennakoon was handed over to the Speaker Dr. Jagat Vikramaratne today by a group of National People's Power parliamentarians. 115 members of Parliament have signed this resolution. The suspended IGP Deshabandhu Thennakoon is now under remand custody in connection with shooting incident occurred at the Valigama area in Mathura. Deputy Minister Eranga Gunasekara said that it has been revealed that Deshabandhu Thennakoon is connected to misconduct and corruptions. He has also misused power drastically for wrong actions. People know that how he acted with the former ministers and parliamentarians against the people during the Aragale period. There is enough evidence to prove that he misbehaved. The IGP himself has evaded the law and hidden for several days. He has misused the law as well. Therefore, these parliamentarians believe that the Speaker will take immediate action against this culprit. Deputy Minister Mahinda Jayasinghe said that it is clearly mentioned, especially under number 5 of the Act of Removing Public Officials 2002, how to remove a corrupted IGP. Accordingly, a proposal signed by 115 parliamentarians has been handed over to the Speaker. He has acted during the past period inappropriately to the post of the IGP. Therefore, the Parliament requests the Speaker to take necessary actions in this connection.
කතානායකතුමාට ඉදිරිපත් කළේ මොකද විපක්ෂය කියලා කියන්නේ වුන් හැමදාම කියන වගේ වුනුත් නීතිගරුක නීති හරියට ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙන්න ඕන කියන මතය තමයි වුන් දිගින් දිගටම දක්වමින් තිබෙන්නේ විපක්ෂයටත් මේ යෝජනාවට විරුද්ධ වෙන්න කිසිදු ඉඩක් නැහැ.
The opposition leader Sajid Premadasa says that he supports any no-confidence motion against Deshabandhu Thennakoon. He made this comment at a meeting in Kandy today. Opposition leader Sajid Premadasa said that if the government presented no-confidence motion against the IGP Deshabandhu, the opposition leader will agree with the government. The opposition will raise hands for this motion. Deshabandhu Thennakoon was appointed as the IGP, violating the constitution. Former president is the person who is responsible for this great conspiracy.
Accepting of cash deposits for Punakari, Mana and Deyattakandia provincial councils will be over by 12 noon tomorrow. Filing of nominations for these 3 provincial councils is also expected to be over by 12 noon on the 27th of this month. Nominations were called for provincial councils of Punakari in Kilinochchi district, Mana in Mana district and Deyattakandia in Amhara district on the 10th of this month. Accepting of cash deposits for the same will be done until 12 noon tomorrow. In the meantime, government printer Pradeep Pushpakumara has said that printing of official ballot papers has already been commenced. 18 million election ballot papers are to be printed for the local government elections. Government printer Pradeep Pushpakumara said that it is expected to print about 18 million election ballot papers, and this is a huge process. Staff, equipment, machinery had been prepared beforehand for this purpose, so that printing of ballot papers is being conducted in a confidential manner normally. The expectation is to complete this printing process and to hand over them to the Election Commission 1 week before the elections. Leave of all the staff has been cancelled until the printing process is completed. A proper process is to ensure the safety of ballot papers has been put in place with the assistance of the Sri Lanka Police, and necessary action in this respect is in progress. Police say that 2 complaints have been received regarding the violation of election laws. A complaint has been lodged with the Siripura police station in Polonnaruwa regarding publishing a video clip on Facebook which will cause a scar in the name of a candidate. Another complaint has been lodged with the Mahavila police station regarding the displaying of a large-sized advertisement. Police has taken steps to remove it.
The UK government has imposed sanctions on 4 individuals, including the former Chief of Defence Staff, Shavindra Silva, which it claims to be responsible for serious human rights abuses and violations during Sri Lanka's war in the north and east. Former commander of the Sri Lankan Army, General Jagat Jayasuriya, former Navy commander, Admiral of the fleet Vasantha Karannagura, former military commander of the terrorist group, the Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam, Vinayagamurthy Muralidharan alias Karuna Amman are included in this group. Accordingly, they have been banned from entering the United Kingdom, and their assets, if any, in the United Kingdom will also be confiscated.
Yoshitha Rajapaksa and his wife today arrived at the Kompanavidya police station this morning to make a statement regarding the dispute which occurred at a nightclub in Kompanavidya area recently. Yoshitha Rajapaksa and his wife today arrived at the Kompanavidya police station. A security officer of this nightclub who was injured following the dispute is now having treatment at a private hospital in Colombo. The police have identified 3 suspects living in Dehiwala, Attiriya and Thibrigasyara areas as responsible for this incident. Police says that the suspects have fled these areas.
The Coconut Development Authority has taken steps to import adequate coconuts for the upcoming festive season. The chairman of the authority, Shantha Ranatunga, says that several production institutions have been informed to import 200 million coconuts in this respect. Chairman of the Coconut Development Authority, Shantha Ranatunga, pointed out that an increase in coconut consumption is expected due to Ramadan and the Sinhala and Hindu festive seasons. In order to address this situation, production industries have been granted permission to import 200 million coconuts in the form of coconut kernels, coconut milk, coconut powdered milk and desiccated coconut by counting the shortage in the coconut harvest during the first 4 months of 2025. So far, 21 production institutions have been granted permission by the Coconut Development Authority. It is expected that the import will reach the country within the month of April.
Minister Sunil Handuneti says that the government is giving priority to improve export area in a production economy. He made this observation joining the 25th Forum of Exporters. The function was held at the Export Development Board, and the aim was to find practical solutions for challenges in that area and to present problems of exporters. 110 problems of exporters have been presented on this occasion. 79 problems out of them had been directly presented. The remaining problems were forwarded by the Sri Lanka Exporters Association and the industrialists of Ceylon Chamber of Commerce. Steps have been taken to direct a considerable number of problems to concerned institutions and solve them through an export task force. In addition, problems have been classified to 17 main topics and are to be discussed during the forum. Minister Sunil Handuneti said that the government gives priority to improve export area in a production economy. This is why the government always says that the plan is to earn $1 for every rupee spent, which has to be the theme. Every entrepreneur, industrialist, SME and large-scale businessman are being encouraged to contribute in the export sector. A major issue in this sector has been the land problem, and to develop the industrial sector, more and more land is needed. Minister Professor Anujant Fernando, Deputy Minister Chaturanga Besinga, Erangviratna, Dr. Harshana Surya Peruma, Sunil Ranasinghe also participated in this occasion.
The Colombo Magistrate Court today ordered a jail term of 15 years rigorous imprisonment to a 59-year-old person who has been found guilty for sexually abusing an underage girl. The jail term was awarded by High Court Judge Navaratna Marasinghe. The High Court magistrate ordered a fine of 75,000 rupees to the respondent and also mentioned in his order that in case the amount was not to be paid, the person will have to undergo an additional 1-year light-tail germ. In addition, a compensation of 300,000 rupees has been ordered to be paid to the victim. The judge further said that if the compensation was evaded, another 1-year light jail term would be awarded on him. A 59-year-old vegetable vendor has been awarded this jail term. It has been revealed during the hearing of the case that the respondent has committed the above-mentioned sexual abuse by enticing a 9-year-old girl in 2011 by offering her toffees and chocolates. Madale High Court has ordered a 4-year term of rigorous imprisonment to Yogi Patel, an Indian national and the owner of Candy Arms and team, for finding Sri Lankan cricketer Upul Tharanga guilty for match fixing last year during the Legends League cricket tournament held at Paldekele International Stadium. In addition, the respondent has been ordered a fine of 85 million rupees and an amount of 2 million rupees of the compensation has been ordered to be paid to Upul Tharanga. The respondent by now has evaded the court and is out of the country when the case was conducted. The Colombo Chief Magistrates Court ordered the Bribery Commission to take into customs custody 19 super luxury vehicles imported to this country without paying proper taxes to customs and registering them by entering fake information to the data system of the Department of Motor Vehicles. The Bribery Commission has reported to the court that 16 vehicles out of the 200 has already been taken into custody of the customs and further investigations are being conducted. The Colombo Magistrates Court today ordered to imprison until the 1st of next month former State Minister Vyalendran, taken into custody by the Bribery Commission. He has been taken into custody by the officials of the Bribery Commission after recording a statement regarding an investigation conducted by the Bribery Commission today.
Sri Lanka's CERT informs the general public not to get trapped in fake advertisements published in social media networks and websites regarding employment opportunities using official logos of government and private institutions. According to Sri Lanka's CERT, the number of complaints of those who were trapped in these frauds is on the rise. Sri Lanka CERT says that this information is being circulated via social media networks, Facebook, YouTube and Instagram. The aim of this activity is to accumulate data and information of various persons and to earn money. Information Security Engineer of Sri Lanka CERT, Tinuri Delkni Desera, said that the main aim of this is to gain information of the public and to earn money. It is essential to be careful about the account in which the post has been published and the link of it. People are assured of part-time or long-term employment in a short period of time, and information is being gathered in this process. They try to earn money in the guise of providing employment, and certain instances have been reported in this regard, so that people have to be cautious about these fake advertisements and they should take precautionary measures in order to prevent them being trapped in this racket.
The Zoological Department has created new programs to enhance tourist attraction in the future. Director General of the department, Dr. Chandana Rajapaksa, revealed these facts at a special program held today. 10 animals brought to the country under the Animal Exchange program were added to the public display in the zoo today. Among them, 2 brown bears brought from the United Arab Emirates and 3 pairs of meerkats were introduced to the visitors. 2 animals of hyena have been added to the public display at the Hambantota Safari Park. More news on the other side of this break.
Prima Kutumi, Fantamai. On the eye cricket fever.
And in more local stories this evening, Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya says that gender inequality is not a women's issue, but a societal issue that demands attitudinal and behavioural transformation. She made these remarks at the official launch of Thrive Together for her Resilience, Building, Inclusivity and Voices for Equality in Sri Lanka project today. The launching event was held at the Australian High Commission in Colombo. The project has been jointly initiated with the support of UN Women and Chrysalis. The project is funded by the Australian government. The project aims to advance gender equality and women's empowerment in Sri Lanka and in the economic and social resilience of marginalised women. Emphasised the need delivering the keynote address Prime Minister Amarasuriya for structural and attitudinal change for ensuring gender parity and eliminating violence against women.
The percentage of women and girls in Sri Lanka who have faced sexual harassment in public transport at least once in their lifetime is a staggering 90%. And Global Gender Gap Index lists Sri Lanka at 122 among 146 countries. Moreover, there are new threats that are emerging. Digital tools that hold much promise for development and technological advancement are leading to silencing women, amplifying bias, and fueling harassment. We also witness the alarming rise of online violence spilling over to real life. As you all know, the Parliament of Sri Lanka adopted the Women Empowerment Act in 2024, which includes the establishment of an independent National Commission on Women, the appointment of a woman ombudsperson to oversee women's rights, and the creation of a national fund for women. The administrative process for appointing the commissioners is currently underway. As a government, we have implemented several benefits for women and girls under the national budget. As Minister of Education, I can confidently say that we have allocated funds to ensure children from marginalized communities have access to education. This includes providing free uniforms, shoes, sanitary facilities, meals, books, and a stipend, ensuring that no child drops out due to economic barriers. The Global Digital Compact calls for closing the gender digital divide, pushing back against online abuse, and ensuring women and girls everywhere can access the benefits from the opportunities of a rapidly evolving global economy. We must never accept a world where women and girls live in fear, where their safety is a privilege rather than a non-negotiable right. Furthermore, no one should be discriminated against based on their gender, language, geography, or economic status, or any other factor when accessing the digital world. It is essential that we create an inclusive digital space where everyone, regardless of background, has equal opportunities to thrive in the digital age. Our government is committed to closing the gender digital divide, ensuring women and girls can participate in the digital economy.
The opening ceremony to issue the national birth certificates for the infants born in the Thimirigasaya Divisional Secretariat area was held yesterday under the patronage of the Minister of Public Administration, Professor Chandana Abiratna. The ceremony was held at the Nilamadura premises in Narahimpita. 100 children born in the Thimirigasai area were provided with birth certificates at this ceremony. Issuing national birth certificates was launched in 2023, centering the Kalutara district. These birth certificates have been prepared using digital technology according to international standards. The number given to the birth certificate will automatically become the national identity card number of the relevant person. The e-population documentary program was launched with the objective of providing a printed certificate with more security systems attractively, accurately and with international recognition. A child receives an identification number at the birth through this system. Secretary to the Ministry Aloka Bandara, District Secretary of Thimirigasai and officials of the Registrar General Department were present at this occasion.
Deputy Minister of Defence Aruna Jayasekara says that although there are disputes between underworld gangs, it is not a threat to the national security. He made these remarks expressing his views to media in Colombo today. Deputy Minister of Defence Arun Jayasekara said that the government has assured the public security and a special program has been implemented in this connection, especially with the help of the police. The Ministry of Public Security is continuing these measures very successfully. Legal actions are being taken against underworld gangs and the ministry has strengthened the national security throughout the island. However, there are disputes amongst underworld gangs and that is not a threat or influence to the national security.
Chief incumbent of the historic Mihintala Raj Mahavihara, Venerable Valavave Hangunavave Dhammaratana Thera request the public to visit the sacred Sri Dalanda Maligava premises for the tooth relic exposition clad in suitable dress. Sri Dalanda exhibition will be held from the 18th to the 28th of April. After 16 years, the theatre made this request holding a special media briefing today. The chief incumbent of the historic Mihintala Rajamahavihara, Venerable Valava Hanguna Vave Dhammaratana Thera said, offerings are made to the sacred tooth relic to eliminate hard times of the country. It is a miraculous and noble offering. Most venerable Mahanayaka Theras of the Malvatta and Askira chapters have agreed to hold this sacred exposition of tooth relic in response to the request made by the President. This event will invoke blessings to the people and the country without any ethnic or religious difference. This is an opportunity for the people after many years. Therefore, people should visit Kandi Sri Dalanda Maligava clad in a suitable dress and accumulate merits.
The Students' Special Parliament session of Visakha Vidyalaya, Colombo was held today at the President's office of the Old Parliament Complex under the patronage of Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya. This session has been held parallel to the programs implemented for school children by President's Office, Ministry of Education and Communication Division of Sri Lanka Parliament. An opportunity was provided to the members of Student Parliament of Visakha Vidyalaya, Colombo about the practical importance and conceptual value of Clean Sri Lanka program. The Prime Minister pointed out that reforms in education will be conducted in order to create a generation which will have the ability to acquire economic opportunities. She added that discrimination in the distribution of resources among schools will also be removed.
A special discussion for making donations for the tuberculosis and HIV/AIDS diseases in the Sri Lankan health sector and to review the progress in this connection was held yesterday. A team of Global Fund representatives and Minister of Health and Mass Media Dr. Nalindra Jathisa participated in the discussion. The representatives of the Global Fund discussed at length on the matters of implementing 7 donation circle on tuberculosis and HIV, enhancing and accelerating the implementation of health information and conditions. They also discussed the implementation of investments related to the COVID-19 response mechanism. The minister thanked the representatives of the Global Fund for the support extended so far in building up a long-term and fruitful relationship with Sri Lanka.
High Commission of Sri Lanka in Malaysia conducted a series of investment promotion activities in collaboration with Colombo Port City. These initiatives aim to strengthen economic ties, attract Malaysian investors and showcase Sri Lanka's investment potential. Acting High Commissioner of Sri Lanka Mohammad Rizvi formally introduced Colombo Port City to the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry of Malaysia. The Sri Lanka delegation held a meeting with Deputy Minister Ching Tong Leo during the visit. During the discussion, the key investment opportunities in Colombo Port City were introduced. Further, the importance of addressing Sri Lanka's trade imbalance with Malaysia by encouraging greater Malaysian investment in Sri Lanka's growing economy was emphasized. Moreover, the High Commission organized business-to-business sessions with the Malaysia-Sri Lanka Business Council and engaged with the Malaysian Ceylonese business community. These sessions provided a platform for direct engagement with potential investors and to highlight the benefits of investing in Colombo Port City.
Renowned anthropologist and reputed Professor Gananath Obesekara has passed away at the age of 95. Professor Gananath Obesekara is better known for studies conducted on various topics in anthropology and social science areas. Among them, the Asian culture, religion and mythology stand prominent. His most famous study area has been the anthropological research during the post-colonial period. After graduating from the Colombo University, Professor Obesekara received his post-graduation from the Washington University of the USA. He was last attached to the Princeton University of New Jersey in USA.
The sales agents meeting of the Development Lotteries Board in Ampara and Batticaloa districts was held recently under the patronage of General Manager of the board, Anura Jayaratna, in Ampara. Sales agents who have nearly 4 decades of service were present at this event. They were felicitated at this meeting, and the sales agents who have marked the high sales in 2 districts were offered with prizes and souvenirs. Attention was also focused to solve the problems of the sales agents of the Development Lottery Board.
The Consumer Affairs Authority today conducted a raid at the permanent and mobile trade outlets in the Golf-Face Green. Officials of the said authority will be taken legal actions and the traders who sold soft drinks and drinking water at higher prices. In some trade outlets, price lists were not displayed. The authority raided all the trade outlets in the Golf-Face Green. Colombo and Gampa officials of the Consumer Affairs Authority have jointly conducted this raid. We take a look at foreign news on the other side of this break.
Prima Kutumi, Fantamai.
And in foreign news tonight, United States and Russian negotiators meeting in Saudi Arabia's capital Riyadh have concluded a 12-hour round of talks aimed at securing a partial ceasefire in Ukraine.
The detailed talks between the United States and Russia will not be made public after officials met to discuss Ukraine in Saudi Arabia today. Furthermore, the countries were expected to release a joint statement. Meanwhile, Ukrainian and US delegations have reportedly concluded talks in Riyadh. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov confirmed today that United States and Russian officials were discussing the possible resumption of the 2022 Black Sea Grain Initiative, an agreement that was supposed to allow Ukraine to ship millions of tons of grain and other food exports from its ports. Meanwhile, a Ukrainian rocket attack killed 6 people, including 3 Russian state media workers in eastern Ukraine's Russian-occupied Luhansk region, according to the Russian news organization and officials.
Taking a look at the sports division, Sri Lanka cricket officially announced today that former cricketer Chamara Silva has been appointed as the head coach of the Sri Lanka Under-19 national team. His appointment is effective from the March 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2026. Chamara Silva will be responsible for preparing the Sri Lankan Under-19 team for the ICC Under-19 World Cup in 2026. As a player, Silva represented Sri Lanka in 75 ODIs, 11 Test matches and 16 T20s. Before joining Sri Lanka cricket, he served as the head coach at several sports clubs.
And in more sports news tonight, Delhi Capitals won the match of Indian Premier League T20 cricket tournament against Lucknow Super Giants by 1 wicket. The match was played at Visakhapatnam.
First.
Delhi Capitals, who won the toss and decided to field first, and accordingly Lucknow Super Giants batted first and scored 209 runs for 8 wickets in their 20 overs. Nicholas Puran scored 75 runs and Michelle Marsh 72 runs, and in bowling Michael Stark claimed 3 wickets.
Bang, 6 more. Too short. Nicholas Puran. Ball him! Clean through! That's the way. That is the way. Soften them up or not.
And chasing a victory target of 210 runs, Delhi Capitals passed the target in 19.3 overs for 9 wickets. Ashutosh Sharma scored quick 66 runs in 31 deliveries with 5 sixes and 5 fours.
Beautiful. Oh, hit very hard. And he decides to go straight. It goes straight down the ground. He's won it with a straight 6. Unbelievable from Ashutosh and the Delhi Capitals. They look dead and buried in this game, but then the game by 1 wicket with 3 balls to spare.
And with that, we say goodbye. Thank you very much for joining in. It's me, Sunal, saying goodbye alongside with.
I'm Kasuni. Good night.